traffic. Now that I have comprehensive list that I am ready to actually look at the traffic of these keywords to do this. I use Google's keyword tool yet. There are three things I need to talk about before showing how to use Google Keywords tool first. There is fundamental flaw in using the keyword tools for SEOs, which is that Google built in this tool for AdWords, and AdWords are also known as pay-per-clicks, and is advertising seen in the Google search engine on the top and right side. Due to this fact, a lot of what is shown is not very helpful for SEO, which I will demonstrate shortly. The second thing to understand is that the traffic numbers Google shares here are just estimations. One might think that these estimations are fairly close to the real traffic numbers, but from my personal experience that is not the case. In fact, that I found their numbers to be quite off. In part 2 of this module, I will show how I minimize this problem. If the numbers are not accurate, it might seem that using Google Keywords tool may be a waste of time. That more to weed out the keywords that have no traffic. I am sure I miss out on a few keywords that actually do have some significant traffic, but with so many keywords to analyze, it actually is not such a bad thing. I am now just trying to whittle down my starter list to only the best keywords. The final thing to be aware of is that the Google can only analyze keywords at one time. So it took me a couple of hours to go through 26,000 keywords. It's not necessary to do this many keywords, but enjoy hunting for a diamond in the rough. So I tend to go overboard on my starter list without understanding. Let me walk you through how I use Google Keywords tool first. I did like to check the box about only looking for closely related search terms. However, if I am doing more than 200 keywords at once, I will get an error when I begin a search. Google does not necessarily make it clear why this is an error, but when I can check this box and run my search again, I do not have an issue. I personally do not want to query almost 26,000 or keywords in Vacvili. I find I get better result if I can do my keywords hunting in groups of 200 or less next. I choose the country and focusing my SEO efforts on. I do not recommend selecting the global option, which is all countries. I like to focus my SEO efforts on local level, which is by country and not a global scale. I find I receive better data doing this after choosing the country. I select the language again. I like to focus the language around the keywords I am trying to rank for. The next option is fairly recent addition to the keywords tool, which is actually really cool and is ability to focus the keywords according to the device being used. What is extremely interesting here is that Google does not give the option to focus on all the devices instead. I can focus on the desktop and laptop or mobile. The reason Google is doing this is SEO is actually different for mobile. This course is around desktop laptop SEO. I plan to talk with Little Side about doing a mobile SEO course down the road early though. Mobile gamers around 20% of this is definitely significant and growing yet. Desktop and laptop still makes up to 80% of the traffic, and that's why I am focusing on it first. I proceed the day when a mobile first approach will be quite nemesis, but that day has not yet arrived. Google's keyword tool will also show the Google's global traffic, which doesn't help at all defaults of the competition found in AdWords for these keywords, which again are not for SEO, so I omit them. The second column of the information I request is that approximate cost advertiser pay for the keywords. When advertiser with the Google, this metric does not impact Go either, but it helps me understand even more than the competitiveness exactly how valuable the keyword is doing this. This helps me uncover keywords that have low volume, but obviously potential value again. It's not always how much traffic a keyword provides. The final step for me is to actually download the keywords I have discovered, which is found on the drop down here. The option on this list is that I can do this, add these keywords to my keywords ideas. This basically is a list that you can create when doing multiple keyword searches. However, I found it to be really buggy, so I just downloaded each search and added the keywords to my starter list. If you followed all these steps, you should have quite a comprehensive list of keywords that's shown on estimation of traffic from Google.